It's time to do this. Let's go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Skip Happens. Be careful how you say that. But we're talking with one of country's brightest new stars tonight. His name's Kelsey Hart. He's got a viral hit, Life with You, inspired by his wife, and debuted in the top 10 on Billboard's country digital songs chart, hit the top 25 at country radio. I know that for a fact. And racked up more than 200 million global. That's such a big number, I can't even say the whole thing. 200 million global streams earned him a debut at the Grand Ole Opry, and not bad for a song that started as his first dance at his wedding. We're going to talk about that, too. Now, Kelsey's stepping into an exciting new chapter. That's the way I look at it. You got songs like Gone with the Wind, I Went to the Bar. Of course, the new song, which you didn't hear it, but I was playing it before we went live here on Fireworks. And we'll talk about all that, plus life, love, and what fans can expect when he hits the stage here locally. We're in upstate New York, and he's going to be playing in my neighborhood at a place called Kegg's Canal Side. That's going to be on November 22nd. All right, everybody, there he is. Yeah, let's welcome Kelsey Hart to Skip Happens. Kelsey, what's going on,
How you doing, buddy? It's done been a little bit, huh?
Yeah, it's been a little bit. Remember, we had you at the radio station. We had you come in and do what we call a What's Next private listener showcase. You had come out with Life with You, and it was just on fire. And your label brought you to town, and you performed for a room of Wolf listeners, at least 150 listeners in this room. Dude, you kicked ass. That was phenomenal.
Thank you, buddy. Well, I had a good time, man.
Yeah. How's life treating you right now? Pretty good?
It's been great. We've, things are kind of starting to slow down just a little bit. We've got a little girl coming in December, so we've been getting a nursery together and. All that good stuff.
Obviously, they talk about you a lot in the show prep we get in radio, but I wasn't sure if you already had the baby there or if it was like right around the corner.
So. Yeah, just right around the corner. So we've been prepping.
Yeah. So you already know it's a boy or girl? Did you say?
Little girl.
Little girl. Do you have a name picked out?
Coast.
Coast.
Yeah.
How did you come up with that's kind of cool. Like, how would you spell it? Like Coast?
Coast? Coast.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
Yeah, my wife's mom. We were trying to figure out, names and going over different things, and she just said that randomly one day, and we both thought it was cool. So
yeah, and and I do too. And the couple of reasons. The big reason is you don't hear that often.
Yeah.
So that's all the more reason I love that. Because, you hear so many of this and so many of that. And, I never realized I have a son, Zach, but I didn't realize how many kids were called Zach or named Zach until we had Zach. Next thing you know, it's like, okay, he's got 4 Zachs in his class. It's like, wow, where did they all come from? I thought this was going to be pretty good. But no, I get it. I don't know how many coasts you're going to get in it.
Yeah, I don't know. My wife's got a pretty unique name, too. So it's like, I think her mom's just probably got the naming thing down pretty good.
Say her name, because I do have it here. I just want to make sure. It's Omni?
Omni, yep.
Omni, okay. That is cool. That's a name, of course. I haven't until I was reading your bio.
That was the first for me, too. Yeah, when we first met, and almost everybody, that we come across or whatever, when she's saying her name, almost every time somebody will be like, what?
You could slur that and it would still sound right.
Yeah.
After a few cocktails, a few jacks. Yeah. You could slur that and it'd still sound right. That's pretty awesome. Kelsey, you've had an incredible year. You really have. And when you stop and look at everything that's happened, the songs, look at the numbers on the streams, your Opry debut, what's going through your mind?
Man, it's honestly been, I've been in town since 2017, 18, I started going back and forth from Kentucky then. And, I've just been writing, and kind of had my head down for what, I planned on when I first got here. I was like, I'll, write a few songs, record them and start being an artist. That was, I think, of course, you're delusional. You don't realize, what it takes and everything. And I got here and just, every time I would, think I'm getting to the point where I'm ready to put music out, I'd set the bar a little bit higher and be like, no, it's not ready yet. Like I want to keep writing. And so that, that turned into getting a publishing deal and being in town even longer before my like artist stuff started taking off. So it's like, it's been all this preparation for this last like year
Mm-hmm.
to actually. I've enjoyed the whole process, but this last year, has been the first year that I've actually been able to be out on the road and be like playing shows, which is what I came here to do.
How
Is
cool.
what I've always really wanted to do. So it's just really cool to finally be at a place to where I'm out actually playing the songs for people that I've been working on for so long.
So cool. So cool. I don't know how you guys do it. I really don't. I mean, you're young and you made the move to Nashville in hopes of doing what you're doing, and it's happening. You have a passion, you have a dedication, but you were writing and you got that publishing deal, which I'm sure helped things out a lot.
A lot. Yeah.
And then, putting that, of course, the words to music and now putting out your own songs. And,
Yeah.
So who did were any of your earlier songs, not you as an artist, but as a writer, did any of those songs make it?
Well, as far as, they never had any like big radio singles but I had Jake Owen cut one.
Mm-hmm.
One of the first songs I was a part of when I got to town.
Love Jake.
He put on one of his, I think it was a greatest hits record. And then had a song cut by Trace Adkins.
Cool.
And then Dylan Scott was another one that we had an outside song with, or song cut by. So it was really cool before, and a lot of those were even before I even had a publishing deal.
Oh, wow.
So it was really cool to start to get some songs that were at least getting cut.
How cool is that you can get that even before your deal? I mean, that's got to tell you something. And you have a talent for this.
It was, a lot of it was, I was fortunate enough to get in the room with other writers that did have deals and that had like, relationships with some of these guys. So, I was fortunate to get in those rooms and be a part of those rights. But
that's cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. Were you, how did you get into those rooms? Was it all like who you know and who you talk to and they said, come on?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it early on for me, there was a girl, her name's Laurel Kittleson, that worked at Big Machine Records at the time. And she was running my calendar. Like I wasn't affiliated with the label at all, but she just believed in me and said, hey, I'll help run your calendar. I'll get you rights. I'll help you do this because I think, you got what it takes. And she actually ended up going to Curb Records 3 or 4 years later after she'd been helping like facilitate my calendar for a while. And when she went to Curb, they started hearing like some of the demos that I had been doing, and she got me my publishing deal at Curb. So that's kind of what started the whole thing,
Wow, that's cool. I not to get off subject here, but I'm looking at the chat, the messages that are coming in. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it says it's from Chrissy and it says, Kelsey, can I just have a moment to thank you again as a mom for the kind words of guy-to-guy encouragement you gave my son Tyler at the Wildcat. Now, the Wildcat is where we did that show.
Oh, okay.
They are words he hasn't forgotten, and I can't wait to see you next month. Well, soon to be this month, to thank you again in person. That's cool. That's cool. Man. That's what it means for you as an artist to take the time, even in, what we do was a small show, but still, it's that one-on-one connection. Absolutely. That you as an artist and, what
did you say her name was? Christy?
Chrissy. Yes.
Oh, Chrissy.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was sweet of her to say.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll come up and introduce herself. So,
yeah.
Well, that's cool. And ever since that show, we have heard nothing but great things. Man, our listeners love you. They absolutely love you. And then, if I'm not mistaken, I know I'm getting off the beaten path here. We'll go there in a minute. But at that show, there was a couple there that was using Life With You as their wedding song. And I had them come up and dance while you sang that song. I don't know if you remember that because you do so many shows, but that, right there it shows. Look what you did. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, man. Dude. One of my favorite things, man, after the shows is getting to getting to talk to people and hear the stories like that, people that have used the song for
Hmm.
their first dance, and what it means to them and stuff. That's as a songwriter, that's what you're hoping to do,
Yeah.
get to do those kind of things.
Was it your decision to go with that as the very first single to hit radio? Was that you, or did the label say, you know what, I really think we
Mm.
should do this? But whatever, regardless whether it was
Yeah.
you or whether it was the label, it was a
Hmm.
good choice because you knew that song was going to get played at weddings. You knew
Yeah.
that brides and grooms were going to go, you
Mm.
know what, I want that song, and
Yeah.
that's nothing but a plus for you.
Yeah, man. It was one of those songs that really just kind of raised its hand on its own. Like after,
Hmm.
as soon as I'd put the song online and stuff, it just I had never seen or I had never had like a viral, like a big viral moment like that.
Mm.
And it was just one of those. That's the best. Like when the songs pick themselves. When you kind of take the guesswork out of it, and you just know that, like, there's a lot of people out there that are wanting to hear this.
Mm.
So that song certainly picked itself, and it was just cool that it happened to be my wife and I's first dance song, and
Hmm.
it
So
couldn't have been a better one to pick itself.
perfect. Yeah. And
So
who sang that at the wedding for you? Did you just
what's that?
So, Life with You, it was your first dance song.
Yep.
Did somebody else sing your song? Or
No, so
did the
yeah, we
DJ play?
actually had just like the rough recording from the day that we wrote it.
Ah, so cool.
And it was my buddy playing keys in a writing room and me singing it, and we just played that version at the wedding.
God, that's so awesome. Dude, that is so
Yeah.
awesome. Have you, I know, here I am off the beaten path. What did I tell you? Skip happens.
That's
This happens, dude. So, have you ever like surprised somebody at their wedding? Like,
hmm
I'm here, I'm going to sing your song, I'm going to sing this song for you.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually we did it was like right before, maybe, like, let's see, September, November. It was like a couple months before the song came out.
Hmm.
So we had put the song on TikTok, and it went off on TikTok,
Big time.
and we did this thing to where people could like submit to, like, we was going to send people the song early
I love it.
to use, and we sent it to like 300 or 400 people for them to use at their wedding before the song came out. And we picked one of them. Instead of sending the song to them, we contacted them, and I flew out and went and sang it at their actual wedding. Just showed up. They didn't know
You
it.
just showed up. They had no
Yeah.
clue that Kelsey was going to be walking into the reception with his guitar to
Yeah.
sing the song.
Yep. And it was the
Dude, that's so
the
cool.
first time. I was a nervous wreck because
I
heck,
bet.
at that point, I haven't even, the song was new. I hadn't played it out with the band at all, and like
Mhm.
here I was, kind of like debuting it at somebody's wedding.
God,
So
look, I'm getting the goosebumps just hearing what the way you're talking about that. Wow,
yeah.
that's crazy. Now, take us back to where all this started for you. For
Yeah.
you growing up. Who were some of the artists or moments that made you fall in love with country music?
Yeah. So it's kind of funny, like, a lot of my buddies and people in town, they'll tell stories about how they grew up, their parents had them listening to, George Jones
Hmm.
and Merle Haggard and all that, and it wasn't like that for me. Like my parents, neither one of my parents were big country music fans. And but my dad, he was a big he loved gospel music.
Uh huh.
And so I just remember, like, my first, like, really, like, musical memory was I raced dirt bikes when I was a kid, and me and my dad would always, the track that I raced at was like an hour from our house.
Oh,
So,
cool.
and he had the same gospel CD in his truck, and it's like he never really listened to the radio, but he
Mhm.
always had that gospel CD playing. And so, from as a little kid, that was like my, like, only knowledge of music, like, was gospel, and
Right.
just about that CD, that,
That's
that
pretty
he
cool, though.
that he had in his truck, and so we listened to that a ton, and then um, that's what really got me excited, or really got me interested in wanting to sing.
Mm-hmm.
And so, then I started doing, talent shows, and Different things that my mom and dad would set me up for, and singing at church and stuff. And it wasn't until I was probably in like middle school or so that I like started, digging into country music and like
Yeah.
figuring that out.
Can I ask, when you moved to Nashville, how old were you?
I started coming when I was 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was a whole new world for you at that point. You made
Oh
the
yeah.
move. You
Yeah.
you packed up the U-Haul, so to
Mhm.
speak, and moved to
Mhm.
Nashville. Got your own
Well,
place. Got the deal.
well, it was so when I first got out of high school, I went to barber school,
I was going to ask you
and
about that, but yes.
yeah, so with no, like when I was 18, 19 years old, there was no plan of being a country singer. I mean, it wasn't even in my, I didn't think about it. Like
Mhm.
I like to sing. At that point, I hadn't picked up a guitar. It wasn't even in the works at all. And uh, we, so I went to barber school. I got a job in my hometown. Loved it. Like was just having a good, love cutting hair. Love, I was all about it. I thought that's what I'd be
Well,
doing for.
there's great conversations in a barbershop.
Yeah,
I mean, I was just at one yesterday, and I love these guys. Been going to them
yeah,
for 30 years, so it's
yeah.
just
Well,
it's
and,
all guys, man.
I thought, I would have been there for 50 years. Work,
Yeah.
I was good with it, and um, I wasn't, early on as a barber, it takes you a little while to build up, your business and
Yeah.
stuff. And
Yep. Yeah.
so I was, I'd be sitting around, and my buddies would be in there that would drop by to say hi or whatever. And one of them, he always brought his guitar in, and if we wasn't busy, him and I would sit there and play and sing. He would play, and I would sing. And when there wasn't anybody else in the shop, and we were best buddies growing up, and
Mm-hmm.
we finally said, we ought to start a band. And so we did the hometown band thing for a little while, and did that for 2 or 3 years. And then, so I've been barbering 3 or 4 years at that time. And then I started going back and forth to Nashville too, and
Mm-hmm.
splitting the time. I was cutting hair half the week and writing songs half the week, and
Wow.
still living with my parents too.
Very cool. Very
Mhm.
cool. Whereabouts, you're in Nashville now. You're in your own
Yeah.
place, but yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't. It's nobody's business where exactly, but what part of town are you in? Are you in
Yeah. So
Franklin?
so
Or
we are outside of Nashville, about 25 minutes in Hendersonville
oh
area.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of artists that live in
Oh yeah.
Hendersonville. I know
Yeah.
that for a fact.
I see several out here
Yeah.
running around.
Like, who
Oh
are your
yeah.
neighbors?
Oh yeah.
Who's your neighbor? Anybody?
Yeah. Well, now our neighbors are just
Just
we
normal
got
people.
some, yep, we got some good neighbors, but they're no singers or songwriters or anything.
What do you got for trick or treaters tomorrow?
We actually, so we're driving to Kentucky to my
Oh,
to my
okay.
parents. We're gonna go spend Halloween. My mom she loves Halloween,
Mhm.
and every year she does like a chili cookout thing, and just invites all kinds of people. And so we're gonna go to her
That's
house
cool.
and do that tomorrow.
Are
But we're,
you
we're gonna
a?
leave some candy on the porch.
Oh yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah,
No, I don't know. Hopefully they're honest and they don't take the whole bowl.
yeah.
What kind of candy you leaving? So I know where to go.
Yeah, dude. I always do we always get that like variety pack with the Skittles and the Hershey bar. Like
Oh yeah, yeah. You get
it's
all
got
the
all
different. Yeah,
the different
yeah.
stuff, 'cause
Exactly. I think my wife has that upstairs. To be honest with you, I think
yeah.
that's a popular thing. As
Do
long as
y'all
it's
have a
got.
bunch of trick or treaters at your house?
Yeah, it's kind of not like it used to be. We live in a neighborhood that's very just a couple of streets, which is nice. You don't have to through
Mm.
traffic, so we do get a lot of the little kids. But the forecast for tomorrow here in upstate New York is high winds, hard rain, and about 40 degrees.
Oof.
So it's
Mm.
not going to be a good night. I'm going to be eating a lot of candy.
Yeah,
So,
y'all probably ain't gonna sell out.
no, absolutely not. But there's been other years where it's been in the 60s and a beautiful night, and everybody goes out and walks the neighborhood, which is
Mhm.
nice. So I love it too.
Yeah.
My wife is into it big time. My son, Zach, who's Down syndrome, is He's just, and by the way, he loves country music. He loves music in general.
Mm.
He'll listen, get this, he'll listen to K-pop,
Mm.
crank it. He loves the group Blackpink.
Okay.
He's in, I don't know if you know them or not, but he's in love with the lead singer, Jennie Kim. They're from
Hmm.
South Korea. But then he'll turn around and listen to country.
Yeah.
Or, he listens to me in the afternoon and he'll text me and go, time for shout out, Dad. So I said, wait a minute, I got to play this Kelsey Hart fireworks before we do that. So
That's right.
that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Tell us about that. Let's talk about fireworks. Now, that's the
Yeah.
latest song you've dropped to country radio. Tell us about that a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah, man. So fireworks, it's an outside song. It's not one that I was a part of writing.
Mhm.
But it was kind of a unique situation how the song came about. I say it's kind of like the old school version of finding a song. Back
Mhm.
when A&R people, that worked at these labels would go out to writers rounds or whatever to listen to songs, and that's what happened with fireworks. The song had been written like I think a couple days before, and there was they were having a writers round downtown, and Rebecca Lyles, that's A&R at Curb Records.
Mhm.
She was there listening to a friend play the round, and Jordan James, a writer on the song, was playing that round, and he played fireworks. And she said she had, she was just mingling out there with a friend and heard the hook land on the song, and she said she turned and she's like, man, she's like, that's really good. And then she filmed like the second part of the song and got the chorus and sent it to me, just the video of her in there. And she's like, hey, I think that, this is something special. If you know any of these guys, she's like, maybe see if you can get this work tape or this
Mhm.
demo if they've got it. And so her and I kind of went on the hunt and got the work tape, and both were just thought that the song was really strong. Lyrically, I thought, it was great. The melodies were great. And I knew I knew one of the writers well, and called him and was just like,
Cool.
man, I was like, you got to send me this
See,
song. So
go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, I mean, that's kind of the story of where how it got to me.
I had no
So,
idea. I thought, I guess I should have read a little bit better. But
um,
I had no idea you did not write that because you are such a good songwriter, and that
oh,
song is so strong. You're such a strong songwriter, and
oh,
that's
thank
such a
you, man.
strong song. And whatever it was, it definitely stood out, and they
Mhm.
knew that Kelsey needed to cut this.
That's
So
right, man.
that's cool.
Yeah, I was fortunate that they let me cut it. I was
Mhm.
excited about that.
How does, for somebody that might be watching this, Kelsey, how does that work for you as an artist and a songwriter? I mean, it, it's what you get songs pitched to you. This is what I don't think people understand a lot of that. I
Yeah,
think, you go to what they call write arounds. I know what they are, but maybe somebody watching or somebody
yeah,
listening to this does not. But
yep,
there's write arounds. And for example, you just talked about fireworks, how people are just there playing like songs or writing a song, and they're
hmm,
everybody's throwing their ideas into the mix.
right,
That's how it works. So I mean, this is huge. This is big
yeah,
time stuff.
yeah, yeah. So a writer's round, just to kind of, because I get used to just people knowing what that is, but here
Yes.
here in Nashville. Yeah, they'll have those to where writers, throughout the week, they'll have, all over town. They do different
Yeah.
events to where writers can show up and play the songs that they had written that week or whenever they had written them. They, will generally play their best three or four songs, and
Mhm.
it's just kind of a storytelling round where you go back and forth and you play and tell about your song, and there's people out, you never know who's going to be out in the crowd that's going to hear that song. And
Exactly.
just like what happened with fireworks, you never know.
Yeah. See, I just don't think a lot of people realize that I do, and you do, of
Yeah.
course, two
Mhm.
different sides, but we're
Yeah.
all got the same goal.
Yeah.
What goes into that, and that it's actually big business. And you guys get
Yeah.
together. This is your livelihood, and
Yeah.
something's going to come out of these rounds. And anybody that's watching this or listening to this, if you ever get the opportunity just to sit in and listen, you need to do it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And you never
Yeah.
know who's going to show up at these rounds.
You
I
don't,
mean,
man.
it's
Those
huge.
nights, like I'm sure you've probably been to the listening room cafe, and
Absolutely.
uh, you know, it's such a unique experience. I think we get used to, doing them so much that it kind of becomes, just something that we do playing these rounds. But I think for a lot of people, if you think about their musical experience or whatever, it's going to see a full band,
Hmm.
or rarely do you get to sit and listen to people tell stories and sing the songs that they've written. And so I think for people that are listening that maybe haven't been to like the listening room or the Bluebird Cafe or some of these places,
Yeah.
and if especially if you're into the lyric and songwriting, it is a really unique experience for sure.
Yeah. That's cool. And how does it, when you sit in one of those, like a songwriting session, and you sit there and you play off of each other's body language, or how does all that work? Somebody throws a word out there and then you're going to add to it, or, hey,
Yeah.
this happened to me today. And you throw
Yeah.
that out there and
Yeah, dude, it's honestly, it's different every time. I
yeah.
mean, I do like to go in to a write at least with a few good ideas.
Hmm.
Um, just titles that we can work off of. But that's the biggest thing. If you can come in with a title and you have a good idea to write towards, like, that's a big deal. And then you can always try to find a cool melody, but the idea is kind of where I like to start, and you usually where it starts, and we'll each go around the room, and if I have two or three ideas, I'll tell them and kind of explain, like, this is my idea and this is
Mm.
kind of how I envision it being, the song being wrote. And we'll go around the room, and whatever we think's the best one is the one we'll write.
So, in the life of Kelsey Hart right now, with a little one coming up, are you having like thoughts of different songs you could write about your little girl?
Oh man,
I
we,
mean,
we just
you don't want to
yeah.
go like a My Little Girl thing like McGraw did, but still, I could see you doing something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you said that, man. We actually just I just wrote one the other night.
I knew it,
Uh and we got it recorded. Yeah, we went in the studio
dude. That's awesome.
couple days ago, and got it recorded. So we're real excited about it.
Yeah, I kind of figured, being a songwriter, being
Mhm.
creative, and all that,
Yeah.
and your situation right now, soon to be a dad,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool, and a daughter,
Yeah.
no less. I mean, all
Oh
kids are
yeah.
wonderful, and daughters, nothing like it, man. I've
Yeah.
got three
Yeah.
besides my little boy. Well, he's not little; he's 24 now, but still, he, girls are always daddy's girls.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, you're gonna
Man,
have it's a whole new life, dude. It's a whole
I
new
can't
life.
even
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. Everybody, keeps talking to me about, man, it's just, you kind of just don't even know until it's here.
Mhm. And even even for your family, your parents, and
Mhm.
all that, and to be grandparents. Now, I don't know
Yeah.
if they're grandparents yet at all. With that, I don't
Mhm.
know. I don't know if you have siblings or anything like
Yeah.
that, but it's a special moment. My three daughters have given me eight grandkids, and I love it. Love it. Absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful, dude. It's beautiful all the way around. Let's talk about the Grand Ole Opry debut when you did that. I know I
Yeah.
hear, I always ask artists, and I pretty much get the same answer where, holy crap, I was scared to death. I stood in that circle and it was a feeling
Mhm.
like none other. But you tell me in
Yeah.
your words, how was that for you?
Man, it was as cool as I could have imagined it to be, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, everything I had it built up in my head, it was honestly even cooler than that. Like, we just the whole experience, my living as close as, my parents only live an hour and a half from here, so my
Oh, nice.
my whole town pretty much came.
That's
and
beautiful.
and we yeah, man, it was just, as much as, we all know that how special the Opry is, and how uh you know what it means to play
Hmm.
there.
Hmm.
But it's like you put all that together with, like, everybody that you really love and care about, that's there to witness it. um
That's
and
so cool.
and then they, like, afterwards, we all went across the road to this uh big, restaurant bar, and got to hang out for a few hours and stuff, and really just soak it all in. And
So cool.
it's just a it was just a great, great night.
Yeah,
And
I
it's the first moment, like, to where, because people, I think, doing this, like, people know, like, that you're like doing music, or like in town, like in Nashville, trying to be a singer.
mhm,
People know that, but it's like, it's one of those big moments that, you know, I feel like a lot of people actually get to see and put a visual with, like, oh,
mhm.
like this, this thing that he's been messing around doing or whatever, like, maybe something's working.
I
Like,
mean, maybe
you know,
something's working. Obviously, it is. You're
yeah.
standing there on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry, and
Mm,
it's such a place. I mean, I get the goosebumps when I go into that building, and then of course that downtown when I walk into that mother church right
oh,
there, it's like, oh my Lord, it's
yeah.
just I just love that, and it's a feeling like no other. As a matter of
Mm,
fact, it's their 100th anniversary for the
yep.
Grand Ole Opry, and they've
Yep.
been taking radio people, and I've had a lot of my friends and get that
Yep.
invite to go and introduce somebody. I applied. I haven't heard anything, so I guess I'm
Yeah.
out of the game. But still, it's kind of cool though, and it's like,
Yeah.
what would I do if they did write back and say, yeah, you can, because
Mm,
they asked me who my favorite artist was. They go through a whole
yeah.
lot of stuff. Of course, they put
Yeah.
Kelsey Hart. No,
There you go.
no, I'll be honest with you. I don't remember what I wrote down, but it
Yeah.
was cool. It was cool. I should have if I had known.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. So that whole Opry thing, I mean, and then that's one thing. And then as you watched your streams and all those numbers on social media go through the roof, I mean,
Yeah.
what were you thinking? Were you doing that yourself, number one? Were you doing all the social media? Now, of course, we know you have a team, but
Mm.
still, in the beginning, did you do that?
Uh, well, I think even like when Life with You was happening, I already had some people helping.
Mm, yeah,
Um, but yeah, I mean, I have access to all my
cool.
pages. I get to look at them all. I don't do everything on them, but I do get to, you know,
How do you, as Kelsey Hart, how do you handle criticism?
man, I think I try to. It's a funny thing to try to, like, to navigate, and my wife and I was talking about this with, like, I feel like even with comments and different
Hmm.
things on
Hmm.
on social media, it's like, you can have 100 great comments, people just loving you, loving you, and
Then there's
one
that one.
and then one bad one that, it's talking about how bad you suck or whatever, and
Yeah.
it's like, it's almost something you have to, at first, it does, like, I think, get under your skin and really bother you, and you hyper focus on that one,
It's so
and
true.
it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know if that's just human nature or what, but it's, I think after a while you do learn to
You
just be
know,
like, man, you ain't never gonna make everybody happy.
it's the same way in radio. Of course, people, some people love you, some people hate you. But,
Yeah.
with the naysayers, I just say thanks for listening
Yep.
because they're listening.
They're
And
listening.
believe me, if somebody gave you a negative comment for whatever reason, I cannot
Yeah.
see that happening. But
Mhm.
the way the world is, yeah, it
Yeah.
does happen. You know
Right.
what? I just say thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for being there,
Yeah.
dude. You
That's a
know
good
what?
that's a good that's a
I'm
good way
standing on
to.
that Grand Ole Opry stage. You are not. So, if you know what I
Yeah.
mean. So,
Well, and the reality of it is, when you're in a position to where, you're putting out, as a singer, artist, and even like with you at radio and podcasts and stuff, like,
mhm,
we're putting out something for people to judge
mhm,
and
mhm.
to listen to and give their opinion on.
Yeah.
And it's like, it is what it is.
No. And the
You know?
reason I asked that, Kelsey, because a lot of people don't know how to handle it. And I think
Yeah.
it's good to hear from somebody of your stature that,
Mhm.
this is how I handle it.
Yeah.
Because like you said a minute ago, it doesn't matter who you are. You're going to have people out there that, you're going to have your
Yeah.
haters. I don't know.
Yeah.
Haters are going to hate. What's that saying? I don't know, something like that. But,
Yeah.
yeah. Do
Yeah. I
you,
think
oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think at the end of the day, as long as you're, with in my lane of what I do, I'm putting out what I feel like, and,
Hmm.
to be
You're doing
my
it.
best foot forward.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's all I can do, and I think that's all anybody can do with whatever
Now,
they're doing.
did you just wrapped up Restless Road, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. How was all that? Was it a little crazy?
It was great, man. We played, I think, like 16 or so shows with them
Hmm.
guys.
Hmm. Yeah,
And that was actually more like it was at the top of the year. Um, but it
they're a
was
lot of
great,
fun.
man.
Yeah,
It was a lot of fun. We got to see a lot of cool places, and those guys were really cool to hang with, and got to play a lot of cool venues. It was a lot of
mhm,
fun.
mhm. Are we going to see a full album?
So we're honestly like we just cut 3 songs. We're going back to the top of January, cutting a few more.
Okay,
Um, the word, like, we haven't like said album yet,
okay.
but we're gonna have the material to do an album if we want. But also, it's kind of I feel like we're kind of living in a time too to where, like, I don't know if we want to do a full length, or if we want to kind of just um, stagger singles,
Mhm.
throughout the year, and just kind of see. I don't know. We don't really have a release plan for the music yet, but we
I
have the
got you.
music.
Yeah, I hear from other artists that they're kind of going with not necessarily the full album, but they're
Hmm.
just drop singles along the way.
Yeah.
Just here it is. Here's another new
Yeah.
one. Even though radio's still on this one, we're putting
Hmm.
this one out, and they just
Yeah.
keep it going that way.
Yeah. And
So,
it's not even like it's, to me, it's uh, I think the word, like, single, like, kind of, especially like with, when you have like a radio single, it's
mhm.
like that's your radio single. But, like, as far as like DSPs and everything go, it's like that whole thing. It's like you almost have to keep pumping music, into that system, and it's like what
Absolutely.
we've learned is like that ever like 6 to 8 weeks,
Mhm.
releasing a new track that can go to the DSPs that are giving people new material to listen to, and that you can market uh, each one of those every 6 to 8 weeks pretty hard versus putting out a full body of work, and then
Mhm. Mhm.
uh,
Yeah. What is your hometown? Your actual hometown? What's the name of that?
Muhlenberg County. It's where I grew up, Kentucky.
Say what was it
Uh,
again?
Muhlenberg County.
Muhlenberg?
Muhlenberg County. Have you ever
Yes.
heard John Prine Paradise?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So if I was to drive on the main drag heading into that town, this is a fun question I ask everybody.
Yeah.
So if you talk to somebody about the podcast, he's going to go to Jay. Did he ask you this?
Yeah.
Yes. So what is the first thing you see when you drive into your little town? What if I'm
Oh,
coming in the main drag?
yeah. So if you're coming into
Because it's a small little town, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so if you're coming into Central City, where my parents live, you're gonna get off the interstate,
Okay.
and you're gonna see a sign that says, welcome to Central City, where what's it say? Like, where music lives,
God, that's cool.
home of John Prine, all this stuff right
Yeah, yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. I think I actually think I've seen that picture.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
and you'll see a big water tower that says Central City.
Okay.
And then you'll go on into town, and the first thing you're gonna see is my favorite Mexican restaurant on your way in.
Okay.
And then you'll once you head downtown there, you'll pass McDonald's,
Chick-fil-A?
and no Chick-fil-A. No,
No, no
Chick-fil-A
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A ain't made it there yet.
Oh
Yeah,
man, I'm surprised.
yeah. No, dude, it's we have a I mean it we got the main one. Like, we got McDonald's, Subway, El Paceros,
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
that which is our Mexican restaurant.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
it's pretty yeah, there ain't a whole lot.
Hmm. Let me ask you, Kelsey. You get one free day.
Yep.
I get into some of my fun questions here. You get one free day, no calls, no shows, no work. What are
Mhm.
you doing?
Oh, man. Anymore, man, I just it's if I don't have anything going on, it is rare, as little as I'm at home. Um Man, my wife and I just love just kicking back on the couch and
Yeah.
watching a movie, and you know,
Do
grilling
you
out.
binge watch anything in those days? Do you get together and just, you know what? Let's watch, all these
Yeah.
series of whatever on
Oh,
Netflix or whatever.
man, well, like, during October, we watch. I mean, we'll watch one tonight probably. Just
Uh,
we watch a Halloween or scary movie just about every night in October.
oh, well, my son
Yeah.
loves to do that. And then he can't
Mhm.
sleep. It's like, then
Oh,
why do you do that? You know,
yeah.
or he'll sleep, he'll make sure the shades up, the lights are on, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And so what do you do that, you know? But
Yeah.
yeah. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? I know you're in Nashville now, and I think, you know, this is where you wanted to be. But if you
Yeah.
had a choice to live anywhere, would it be Nashville or where would it be?
Man, yeah, I think it would be. You know,
Okay,
just
that's
because
cool.
I'm right where I want to be because I'm right where, I'm doing exactly what I want to be doing.
I love it.
And Nashville is I love Nashville, and I'm still fairly close to my family.
I
So,
know you were talking about it, the hour and a half
yeah.
time to get from point A to point B. I think that's pretty
Yeah.
good. And especially now you got the little one coming. So
Yep.
mom and
Yeah.
dad.
So I think
Yeah.
I'm right where I want to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly right. You know, what's something people would never guess about you?
Oh man. Well, probably if we hadn't already told them that I was a barber.
I know. So do you cut your own hair?
Oh, I have before.
Isn't that kind of hard though, getting to the back and doing all that? You got to look in the mirror and do everything backwards.
Yeah, it's kind of
Uh,
annoying. I don't really do it much, but man, I enjoy going. I found a barber shop here close to where I live, and I enjoy going to the barber shop because it kind
yeah.
of takes me back to those days, and
Mhm.
also just everybody likes getting a good haircut.
You still have the tools?
Oh yeah, I still cut the band's hair, and
Oh,
yeah,
really?
oh yeah, I still
Now,
cut hair.
so the band, you talk about the band. Is this the band that you're going to be bringing to town? These guys,
Oh yeah,
the same
yeah,
band? All right. Okay.
yeah.
And do you know if you're busing it in or are you flying in and meeting the bus here? Or maybe you're flying in and somebody's
Well, a
picking you
lot of
guys up?
times it depends on like where I'm at before.
And how many shows? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
like so if I'm like if it's like if I'm out doing like acoustic stuff, a lot of times I'll just be out
Mm.
solo or with my
Yep.
guitar
Right.
player.
Right.
And then if we have a full band situation, the bus and the band will come and meet me. So it'll depend
That's
on
cool.
what's going on before.
That's cool. Now I have
Yeah.
to ask you, do you play cornhole?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know how to
I
throw the
haven't played
bags?
I haven't played we actually my wife and I we have boards here at the house.
Yeah.
But we hadn't played in a while. I'm probably a little bit rusty.
Well, the reason I'm asking is, and I touched on it a little bit ago before we went on the air with the lights and the cameras and all that, is the day that you're at Kegg's Canal Side here in upstate New York, there's what we call Howler's Cornhole Tournament. And it benefits an organization that it's called 22 Till There's None. And I'm just reading some of the comments here already. Will he be my partner for the cornhole tournament? Well, I guess that's kind of where I'm going here. So, anyways, it benefits 22 Till There's None, which it's about veterans and veteran suicide, PTSD, for first responders as well. And that's what it benefits. It's a great cause. And Howler is our mascot at the Wolf, the radio station. And by the way, I'd like to brag about this. You hear, there's a lot of wolves. There's a wolf here, wolf there, but we are the Wolf. We are WOLF FM. So just saying. So
All
nobody,
right.
we got the call letters. We're the real deal. So,
That's right.
And that's cool. I think it's cool. But we're having this tournament that day, and that's why I was kind of wondering what time you were coming in, and if you want to throw some bags with us, maybe.
Yeah. Well, we need to get with Sam and see what time we're getting into town because I would be down.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. You could play on the Wolf team. Or wait a minute. So Chrissy's saying, will he be my partner for the cornhole tournament? I don't know if you can see this. Here, let me bring this.
I don't know. I can't see comments, but I don't know how.
I don't know. Hang on. There you go. Can you see that now?
Okay. Yeah, I can see it now.
It was her son that you helped out. He had just broken up with a girlfriend. You gave him some advice, one of those things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it was good advice.
Yeah. She's very, I imagine she sounds very sincere. It'll be so much fun. Let's do it. So anyways, no, but that's why I was asking. It's a great event. And that night is when you're playing there. And it started out as a Kelsey Hart show, and it still is. So they're selling tickets for the Kelsey Hart show. But starting at 1:00 that afternoon, we're doing the cornhole tournament. and it's $40 per team. It all benefits 22 till there's none. And then afterwards, everybody that participated will be staying for your show as well on us. So that's cool. Yeah.
That is cool, man. I hope I can. I hope I can play that day. That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, all right. I was talking about 22 till there's none. This gentleman, just so you know, the gentleman that you're going to see there, Scott Cox. He's the guy. He's a veteran. Put in a lot of time. He's had a lot of. I've talked to him. It's very heartwarming what he's done and what he's going through, what he's been through. He's the president of that organization. So
that's cool.
That's cool. Thanks, Scott, for checking in too. So that's cool. So we'd love to see you. We'd love to have you come out. What can we expect that night for the show, though?
Man, so we're actually, by then we should have some of these new songs worked up, man. I'm
Cool.
excited to start getting some of these new songs that we recorded in the set.
Mm-hmm. Is it rocking? You're going to be like turning it up a little bit? Do you do any covers? What can we expect out of that?
We're gonna throw some covers in there. We'll throw some covers in there. We'll play some new ones. Of course, we'll probably have to play Life with You.
Let me guess, that'll be the last one after the encore. No, I don't know. It's cool. I think here in upstate New York, you're loved, Kelsey. I mean, you are doing the right thing. You're making it happen. Appreciate all that you do. From a radio standpoint, and I say this to a lot of artists as well. I don't know how often you hear this, but if it wasn't for the artist putting out great music, we wouldn't be where we are. It works both ways. You need radio. We need you.
Well, I'm super thankful for you guys, man, and appreciate all the support.
What was it like when you first heard your song on the radio? When you first realized, like, holy crap.
Yeah.
The numbers, and then hearing Life with You on the radio and all that, it must have been crazy.
Yeah, man. Because for me, I didn't hear it, like, because it wasn't playing a lot in Nashville, like early on. Like we were getting radio play, but a lot of it wasn't here, so I wasn't really hearing it on the radio much. But what was really cool to me is getting out on the road and playing some of these radio shows and doing these things where they had already been playing it in their area, and hearing people in those crowds just sing it back. That was those first moments where I was like, whoa, like okay.
I love that. I just love hearing that. Any big tours, and do you know anything about next season yet? Next year?
We don't have a lot lined up just yet. I mean, it's all in the works. We're gonna be hitting it pretty hard next year. And there's a few things that started to show up on our calendar, but by the end of these next few months, we'll know what we're doing.
The reason I asked was, today, of course, Morgan comes out and or his team just released all these tour dates and everything. So they got it on it early. So I didn't know, but I know there's probably a lot you can't say either. I totally get that because I hear it all the time too. So very, very cool. Kelsey Hart, cool dude.
Well, thank you, man.
And we look so forward to seeing you on November 22nd. And by the way, Michael James says, what's the date of the tournament? November 22nd.
November 22nd.
$40 per team. That's all. That's cheap. It doesn't matter how good you are, how bad you are. I might want to add there's cash prizes, Kelsey. So if you can throw a good bag, you could go home with some cash.
Go home with some cash, money.
Yeah, you can go home with some cash. Maybe a bottle of Jack. I don't know. Do you drink? What do you drink?
Yeah, man, I drink a little bit. I do like bourbon and tequila. Those are my two. If I am drinking, that's what I usually have.
Have you heard about Winter Jack?
I have not.
It's got the white label, Jack Daniels.
Winter Jack, and you can get. So, is it just a winter thing?
Yes, it's only out this time of the year. You'll have to look into it, and you know what? I'll bring you a bottle of it when you're here.
Winter Jack. Do you like it?
It's very good. It's like apple. It's got an apple taste. And I was told that if you take apple cider, mix it with the Winter Jack, which is an apple taste to that, you warm it up in a crock pot, and it's so good.
Dang, that
And
does
it
sound.
probably knocked the you know what out of you. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Winter Jack is awesome. That's what she's saying right now.
Yeah. Well,
Chrissy's
I'm
saying
gonna
Winter
have to
Jack
try.
is
I've
awesome.
never heard of the Winter Jack. That sounds like
Yeah. Yeah.
something I got to try.
Yeah. And my buddy Don Gosselin, do you know Don? He's with Victory, but soon to retire. He goes, I bet Kelsey can tell when he is performing if he is in a market that has been supporting his music compared to another market not supporting yet. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yep. No,
Yeah.
absolutely. That makes a big difference for sure.
So it says, I introduced him to it, meaning me. I got a bottle for you with caramel cider. Or caramel cider. Wow. Good stuff.
Man.
Anyways, Kelsey, I don't want to keep you. I'm like rambling here now, but I just want to say thank you. Thank you for coming on. Skip Happens.
Yeah.
And being a part of what we do. I share all this with the radio. And you got the song Fireworks, which is being played on the Wolf. And it's kicking ass. I mean, I'll come right out and say it's doing really well. Let's just keep it up. I know you got other music in the works as well.
Yep.
And we look forward to seeing you on November 22nd. I'm going to be, not only will we bring you a bottle of that Winter Jack, I got Skip Happens mugs for you. I'll bring them to the show so you can just take them with you, pack them away, whatever you want to do. So,
yeah. Well, dude, thank you. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah. If somebody wanted to, for whatever reason, they don't know who the hell Kelsey Hart is. I don't know why they would not know who you are. But where can they go to check out your music and all that, right?
Yeah. So
all the DSPs.
Yeah, Kelsey Hart Music. Music's it's anywhere you get music. So yeah, Kelsey Hart Music is all my social media handles though.
All right. Kelsey, again, thank you for being here tonight. I know we've been on a long time, but I appreciate you taking the time. Best to you, the wife, and the newborn.
Oh yeah.
So you said December, right?
Yep, December 9th.
Yeah. That's the date. You already know the date? Is it already planned or that's the due date?
That's the due date.
Gotcha.
So,
gotcha. God bless you, my friend.
Yeah. Well, thank you, buddy.
And
I appreciate it, man.
Coast. I love that. I love that. Absolutely love that. Everybody, it's Kelsey Hart. What a great chat from his breakout hit Life With You to new songs like Fireworks and others, proving he's got the staying power and heart. Don't miss him on Saturday, November 22nd. He'll be at Kegg's Canal Side in Jordan. It's going to be an incredible night of country music. I already know that. And a big thanks to Kelsey for joining us. And thank you all for listening. Be sure to subscribe, follow, and catch more Artist Conversations. YouTube.com/It's Skip Happens Podcast. As always, thanks for hanging with Skip Happens. Kelsey, I love you. Stay right there. We're going to say goodbye to everybody.
Yes, sir.
Good night, y'all. Thanks for watching.
See y'all.